I'd try it out. By the way, if this doesn't come through, I might just cut it off. So if I just abruptly, I apologize. And I just wanted to wish you a happy Easter. Hope everybody's been having a good Sunday. We got a little bit of weather coming in. So that's fun. But hopefully you guys got some food, you guys to hang out with maybe some family, pick up some Easter eggs, possibly. All that good stuff. Got some garage doors I did here quite a bit of moons ago. Years ago. These are which ones are these? These are the 82. We must have went with the 82, I'm believing. These are the 8200 Wayne Dalton. Now these handles I fastened, right? Those magnet ones, I tell you what, those magnet ones, I don't like the magnet ones. I like the magnet ones for if you're doing like temporary to show the customer, but I don't leave them on for customer because kids like to play with those stinking things. These ones never moved, but the ones I've had have moved. What you got? Do I still have that shed with the genie that is hacked? I don't think so. I think I still have the opener. I'm trying to think because the one shed, I don't think that one had it, but the other one did, and I think I yanked it. It was at high speed. Did it run pretty fast? I had that one. I think it was a blue. It looks, or no, was that the crane? Wasn't that a crane? A crane opener? The one that was like the original first genie, and then it zipped. But anywho, I had a few minutes. I've been waiting. You guys know how that goes sometimes, right? Especially if you got girlfriend, marriage, all that stuff. Wifey-tron. I'm trying to round them up because the weather's coming. I'm ready. I'm ready for some sleep. At least get the night wound down, get home, all that good stuff. Does that old Sears was a 655000 next to the Genie Door run? You're thinking the old other one. They all ran. All the Sears, every opener I know that I've had in my life that's been above my head, has worked, has ran, as far as I know. Is that what they call it though? Oh yes, the crane. The crane is a monster. It's a beast, man. It sounds like I had something on wrong, the rail or something. So I've decided not to run it or hook it back up to something else. Maybe in the future, right? Maybe in the future. We'll see how it goes. Oh, it must be one of my. I get a little love. I wonder if it's one of my family. Can I run the door? I can show you. Let's take a look. These are some of the, what do they call these ones? You guys probably know better than I do. The 85. These are the 8500s. It's got those silly lights that they just mount, right? Let's take a look here. Those were not my favorite openers. Nope, I did not like those. With the side lock. Look at this jumbo. Picky tails. Picky tails. Ran all my wires. Got that goofy, I don't remember doing that. I don't know what's up with that. Outlets at least. At least electrician put them up there at least, right? Not too bad. It's got the wall console up here. Let me show you. Ta-da. Oh, minutes to close. Okay. I was wondering what those I was thinking. We'll see if we can make, I forget which one it is. Still working, but not my biggest fan. Dunk. Still working. Is that L2? I guess my cable tensioners, I've gotten a lot of flack over those cable tensioners. Those cable tensioners over the years. Let's see if I can turn some light on in here. This phone's working pretty good. I figure they're spring loaded, so they just kind of go on, you know, and they've worked for how many years? Let's see. 2016. Whoops. Slide slid. 16, so they've been here since 16. I think the only one problem we did have was I forget what was it. I don't know. We had some glitch with it. It was something to do with I think the keypad, outside keypad quit working. You know, it just is what it is. It is what it is. But I probably won't stand here too much longer. I might hop in the old vehicle if you got the comments go, because it's starting to sprinkle a little bit. I was enjoying my outside time. Can you run? He says, I've seen a, what does it says? Automatic doorman. I can't say I've seen a doorman. It was cool, huh? Automatic, I meant, what's it got? What's it got? What's Evan got here? I see Evan's, the infamous 8500. The 8500 was nothing but a lie, in my opinion. You know, I don't know. I just wasn't super impressed. Down in the van where it's quiet. Oh, for a second, I am ready. I got something that flew out my ear. At least I think. Oh, check her out. But yeah, the 8500, I just despise those things for some reason. It's just me. I'm weird like that. Just wasn't a fan. We had a lot of them failed. These ones even had some kind of issue. I can't quite remember what the issue was, but it had an issue. And I was not impressed. Definitely not impressed. So that's why I'm always a big trolley guy. You know, if you can do trolleys, obviously here you can't. I don't know what I would have done better. I don't know. I just don't know. There's not really much, you know, there wasn't much options at the time. You know, I don't think Genie came out with theirs yet. And, but it was a big hype. And I just wasn't impressed. Really wasn't impressed. Door guy. Is the 84501 a good opener? Because I have it. They probably work. You know, they probably work. You know, I mean, it's like these ones, right? They work. It's just my biggest thing is that I had problems with them throwing cables in the past. You know, especially if doors were installed, they're not as forgiving. That's the problem. So you can have you can have a bad installer, right? And an opener will still push through because it's actually pushing the door and not just trying to dump the spring in the door if the door doesn't fall correctly. So there's a lot of factors into it. You know, like that one's, you know, like I said, they're still working. They're fine, but it's just now that I know what I know, I kind of just we went on a trend where we quit selling them, and then we didn't have no more problems. It was that simple. But we had a problem for quite a long time. We had some that were just glitching out, or they would they just fail. You know what I mean? Throw the cables off. It was ridiculous. So, you know, I'm just not a big fan of them. But they're better than a big old AC, right? A big AC opener. Infamous 85 says, did the 38s have the same issue? I don't remember if those might be the 3800s. Because the 38 was what started, right? That's what started out with the black case, or I'm sorry, the maroon or whatever you call it, the red case with the black cover. It was whatever they came out with that looked just like that. It was the first one. Those probably are the 38. I can't remember. And we sold quite a few of them, but we had a lot of issues. And I was trying to think about one that was up north. And that one, I thought I was going to have to put pusher springs on it. The door just would not, it was a Menards door. No matter what I did, I widened the thing out. I just could not get the thing to free up. It was a real bummer. I wonder, Evan, do you guys do Easter up in Can? I don't know. I'm not Canadian. You know what I mean? I don't know. Do you guys have the same kind of days, or do you follow like the U.S. on that kind of? Obviously your elections and stuff like that's different. So I'm just kind of curious, like if it's Easter for you guys today too. Oh snap! You had Friday off too. Nice. I didn't realize I had to make a Lowe's run today, and I didn't realize that they were closed. I mean, I kind of did. I already did my research, but it said like I was looking at it, and I was like trying to click on it, and I was like, it won't let me click on the hours. And so then I finally got into it, and they said opening Monday at 6 a.m. And I was like, So I was like, well, I'll take a drive past, and then I'll go a different route if I have to. So I had to find my way over to a Home Depot and make my purchases there because I had a few things I forgot. Garage says, do you still own the shed with the weird acting genie? I must not, because I cannot think of that one, the genie that was that I can think of right off the top of my head. But the problem is, I don't know. The thing is too is I don't know how long I talked to you ago or how long ago it was, because I've like 3 different houses, so I don't know. And then I don't know if it was also if we were talking about a rental, so I don't know where we're at with that. You guys need to start putting. I'll put like we need to put episode number, episode 436. Evan says, I don't go to church. Yes, it's celebrated up here. Okay, I was just curious. We don't normally go. Well, no, not. Sundays are the regular church, but normally like Easter, we always do something at the families. So that's what. But I'm ready. I'm ready. It's been pretty busy for me. So it's ready to call it a night. You know what I mean? Like just start recharging for tomorrow, because tomorrow is the big we got to get the big U-Haul truck, huh? Yeah, we got to get a big U-Haul truck. It's going to be a lot of moving product. And then when you get to the job site, when it's a brand new job site and it's basically all sand and a little bit of a gravel driveway, and you got to basically pull up and block the driveway, and then all the other contractors are yipping at you, which normally they're not, but just that's what it feels like, right? Like, when are you gonna be done unloading that truck? We got to get this and blah 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 blah. This is the only door in. This is only ground level, so it'll be interesting. Plus, it's a long ways away. It's going through some pretty heavy city areas, so it's going to be. I think it's 51 miles away, which is like, oh, that's not bad, but it's not just. It's a lot of city, stopping. Just not fun. Not fun. Dun, dun, dun. So that will be coming up in the future here for some content. Hopefully we'll get some videos of that a little bit, and show you what we do. Wayne Dalton's nice. They got the clip seal, so it clips on, but it clips on hard. One thing you got to remember is when you do commercial, and you're doing reverse angle, you gotta get that seal on there. You gotta get that seal on there first before you put that track up, because especially Wayne Dalton, your life will be miserable if you try to put it on up in the air, like on the side of the door, that clip mount seal. And then you got to put your header seal on. So you got to screw that down, which actually, now I just think of it, I really didn't buy much for hardware for that. Did not buy much hardware. I'm sure I can dig out something at least get us by for the day. Because tomorrow is one of those things, right? The variables are endless. We don't know. It's kind of I always call it the pecking order. I see Tanner's here. Terry, what do you guys call it? You guys ever call it like is it like the pecking order when you get to a job? I think your guys are all pretty much set because you're just always accustomed to certain jobs or that. But for us, it's always like a new adventure. You know what I mean? Because we do the gate operators, we do residential. We all do the same in a sense. So then it's like, okay, who's kind of doing what? Who's comfortable in this? Who's a lefty? Who's a righty? But yes, it's celebrated. Hey, Evan, got your text. Sorry, I've been doing Easter stuff with the family. I figured, Tanner, all good. Just text you, so you had my number. Well, see, I did my job, man. It worked out good. I was like, send contact information to Evan. Yes, took me a few minutes. I was struggling for some reason. Normally it's not that bad, but I was struggling. The technology was not flowing today. That's for sure. So, well, like I said, hopefully everybody's doing good. I figure I'd just do a little live because obviously tonight I am going to sleep. I didn't get it's starting to rain. Got stuff, we got chores, got evening chores to take care of, right? All about having a house, all that kind of stuff you got to take care of, right? And I think the Wafertron, I think she only has about a quarter tank, so probably should get that topped off before it all adds up. And then tomorrow is kind of a semi-early day, just getting stuff ready. Hopefully they don't give me a beater of a truck. I used one, and I don't know if it's because I told them, I said, I don't want the insurance. And they gave me a beater, like a beater truck. It was still fine. It worked good, but it wasn't my pristine, nicer vehicle I liked. Think we are good. Supposed to get the last of snow Wednesday. Nice. Yeah, we're pretty much done. We're done with it. We got rain. I think we're in the clear. I just put the summer slicks. On the Nissan. It's going smooth, man. It rolls smooth down the road. And the Wafertron's van's gonna get her winter tires off, and she's got to get her summer tires are due. And so now I don't know what to do, because honestly now I'm kind of trapped here, and I think I'm just going to stay here because it's nice and dry. And honestly, I could really probably take a nap, because some people aren't nap people, but I'm a nap person. You give me a nap, a good 20-30 minute nap, especially when it's like weather like this. I can't go outside, I can't work. Get me a nap. But that'd be awesome to get rid of the snow. Oh, I absolutely hate the snow. Hate it. Snow is like, I think one thing that's kind of weird is that, one of those things, like just me, right? Typically always like when my dad, he was always like excited to be, sometimes it can turn you off, I think, a little bit. He was always excited to go out in the wilderness, and I'm like, sometimes for me it's the opposite, because I'm like, dude, I live in the damn stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, we should go snowshoeing, and we should go up to the, we'll go out hunting and stuff. And I'm like, and the hunting part, but I'm like, being out in the frigid cold does not sound like, I'm so burned out from being out in the cold and the snow. And my business partner always kind of made that clear to me years ago. He always just said, he goes, man, he goes, you ever think about it? He goes, think about it, man. He goes, with wintertime, you think, all the Carhartts and the gloves and the hats. And he says, then you're like a Pillsbury doughboy, and you can only do half the work. He's like, think of how much that cost us. And I would have to agree. So, but sometimes, like I said, for me anyways, the weather, like I said, it's kind of, you want your rest sometimes. Because, like, to me, I'm like, sometimes, like, on the weekend, what sounds good to me is date night with the wife, especially when you got, kids and life. Date night with the wife, a hotel, a hot tub, a TV, something cold to drink, some food to eat, and that's all I need. Don't forget the crapper. You got to have a crapper. So, basically a hotel. I think the best time I ever had one time, I'm surprised nobody hasn't developed this. So if anybody knows that somebody has, let me know. I might have to move. But there's a place called it's called Great Wolf Lodge. They up in Michigan, by Traverse City, I believe, Traverse City, Michigan. And that place is like, it's a resort. They got a water park indoors, and they got an indoor restaurant, and then they got your, it's the hotel room. You can get suites and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, we went up there with the kiddos one time years ago. And man, was it amazing. It was a snow blizzard out. I remember we got up there, got the car parked, went inside. We were there for, I think, a good 3 days. And it was great. It was so great. Like, I remember, it was amazing. It was amazing. Like, I remember my parents came up, and my stepdad, he's like, man, you been outside? It's a blizzard out there. And I'm just sitting there kind of like, nope. I've been in here. I've been on the crapper, and I've been down to the restaurant, and the food is great. The kids, they can run around. It's like, I was like, I'm just gonna live here. I was like, this is what they need to make for the new society. Because I thought, wouldn't it be cool if you could pay a few bucks and bring your friends? They can come over. You got, they made it into more of a little bit more of a home condominium or something. But I thought I would pay for something like that. Thought I'd seen a deer. Oh, we got kiddos coming. All right. I'm out of here. Are we leaving?
Why are you staying here the whole time?
Because it's raining outside. That's what's staying here.
Okay. We're getting ready.
Okay. It's not quite yet. Give it a few minutes. I think we're get snow. Yeah, he says naps are gold. He says I do mess up. He says, and naps. He says if my wife does not wake me up, I wake up and it's dark time for bedtime. Oh yeah, man, I know that. I'm normally pretty good. I always make sure I check my watch. That's why I always like having a watch on. I'm just weird like that. I always like a watch. And so what I do is I always I'll check the time just before I'm going to probably crash. And that way when I wake up, I'm like, how long did I have? Did I have a 20, 30, 45 minutes? Because normally like a 15, 20 minute nap is pretty good for me. And that works out the best. But if I start hitting like an hour and a half, boy, that screws me up at nighttime. Because really a 15, 20 minute nap actually gives me about 3 hours worth of run time, as weird as that sounds. So I 15, 20 minutes is about all I need. But man, those are sometimes just kind of like Tanner, they're golden, man. Don't nap, haven't reached that age yet. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like when I was younger, I didn't. And then I think I was taking naps. I felt like even in my 20s. Because I know darn well when I used to work a shop job, I'd get out of work, and it was a very, very routine, right? So I'd get out of work, I'd go home, I'd get on the couch. I had a recliner in the couch, or just in the couch, and I remember I'd turn on the news, and I would normally take a nap. It was in between, or it was like, or I'd do dinner, I'd eat dinner, make dinner, and then I would, take a nap, one of the two, just depend on how the day went. But yeah. But some people don't, like I was just talking to a couple guys, family members, and one does, one doesn't, one that screws me up, and it's definitely a balancing act, that's for sure. All right, I got to wrap these kids up, man. See what's going on, because the sun is going down. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you, like I said, happy Easter. We'll see you on the next one. Shoot me anything if you got anything. It's time for nap time. See you guys.